I've got 10 malamutes at the moment. I think at most I had 12. Claire's got her 7 huskies here, so we've got 17 dogs in total at the moment. We'll probably get a few more yet, but yeah, we won't. We're not at capacity, but we're getting pretty close. The goal is that, you know, Claire can run an 8-dog team and I'll run an 8-dog team, and you know, we'll have a few older dogs and whatever in amongst that as well, which will, you know, around the low 20s is the most we will ever have. It's something very unique about them. You know, you speak to anyone that's racing in the sport now, even those that are running the faster, you know, Euro hounds, whatever. A lot of them have started with malamutes, and you can ask any of them. There's something very unique about malamutes and the bond you have with them. It's no better or worse than any other breed, but it's just, you know, it's something I've fallen in love with, and I love them very much, and look forward to spending a lot more years with them. Yeah. Originally, I always wanted a sled dog. I followed the Ausditarod and sled dog racing. I always thought it was really cool, and I'd always wanted, you know, a husky or a malamute. And there was a litter of malamutes that couldn't be sold in Toowoomba, and they were in for a rehoming organisation, and I went and rehomed one of the puppies, which is Sable down the end, and had her for about a month, and then my mum found an ad for the sled dog club in Queensland, and said, "Oh, why don't you go give it a go?" So I don't know, we'll go along and see what happens. And she took to it. I loved it, and the rest is really history. We just took off from there. We went and saw people running one dog, and you know, we didn't win, but we did really well. And you see how much she loved it, and I went, "Oh, this is cool." And then saw people running 2 dogs, and I went, "Oh, that looks like more fun." So later that year, I got a second dog, and then I started travelling down south and started seeing people running 6 and 8s and 3-dog teams. I went, "Oh, that looks like a lot more fun." So it just sort of grew from there, and here I am now. So we go down to the snow as well. I've been down pretty much every year since I've been doing it. I've been going to the snow as well as part of it, sort of tied in as a bit of a trip. We go down and we'll do the 2, well, there's more and more snow races now, but originally it was only just the 1 and 2 races. So we went down, did those, and we'd do a dirt race on the way home, so you sort of make it a bit of a trip and makes it worth it driving from up here. But yeah, no, we've been racing at Dinner Plain for pretty much all that time, and Falls Creek, and now there's, you know, Mount Buller and Mount Beauty and everything else as well. So it's, once you've got a system, it's quite easy. It's just building that system, I suppose, is the hardest part. The big thing is the trailer, to be able to travel with them. You know, you can buy dog floats that are 6 berth, or, you know, an 8 berth or 10 berth, which is the biggest. When you've got 17 dogs, you know, you have to go custom. So we've built a trailer that, you know, accommodates what we do in the sport. So it can carry all our dogs. It's got a bed for us to sleep in. It can carry enough water. You know, enough room for food and all the other bits and pieces you need. It's really the same as what you would do for any family when they travel with 1 dog, but you just, you know, scale out the gear you take for all the dogs. So.
And how do you work with, like, obviously 12 dogs is a lot to take care of, like, with food and all that? Is it bought in bulk, or what's your plan?
Yeah, well, we do buy it in bulk if I can. It makes it a bit cheaper. Food is probably the biggest expense in keeping this going day to day. You know, a bag of dog food will last me about 2 to 3 days, and in racing season when they're eating a lot more, and that's, you know, somewhere between $60 to $70 for that junior. So that's probably the biggest expense, but you know, it's all for love. You know, we don't have holidays. We don't go to the coast or the beach, or, you know, we don't go away overseas or anything else. So this you know, going away with our dogs and racing is our holiday. So, you know, it covers all the bases, I suppose. This one, like, there's the adrenaline in it when you're racing and all that fun. There's the connection you have with your dogs. Like, you can't put that into words. You know, whether you're racing at, you know, the fastest team or the last team or the slowest team or whatever, there's a connection you have with your dogs, and that's really unique. There's something very, very rewarding, you know, of taking, you know, a puppy and training it, and over the years racing with it and seeing them develop. You know, it's something that's, you know, especially, like, I can say personally from these puppies, like, I've had them since day one. They were born here, and I've done everything with them the whole time, and that's truly unique. And it's just the fun and the bond with the dogs. It's just routine. Dogs are creatures of habit. They like routine. I like routine as well. We just have it is a bit monotonous, but we do the same thing day in, day out. We clean the kennels twice a day. We feed roughly the same times. Everything's a system, and it's the dogs learn what to do. I learn what to do. I start putting the dogs away and calling them, and they go, "Oh, we're going away." They all go away. They learn what's happening at the time, and that makes life a lot easier. I'm not having to go and chase, herd 10 dogs into their pens during the night and whatnot. And it's, they quickly learn. They're a lot smarter than we like to give them credit for at times. I lost one of my boys last year at the snow. Got twisted stomach, and by the time we raced him down to surgery, and he didn't survive the surgery, sadly. Yeah, and that was a pretty hard time, actually, to be away from home with all your dogs, and to come back from the vets to your trailer to all the other dogs that you have to keep looking after, and things don't stop. You've still got dogs to feed and look after and exercise, and all the care that goes while you're travelling, and having to deal with that while trying to have lost one of my original dogs, which wasn't a fun time, but I had a lot of good friends in the sport that really stuck by me and helped me through that, and the dogs as well. Like you only have to see they're never unhappy. So they helped me through that a lot as well. Yeah, I know lots of people that have had dogs as escape artists, huskies and malamutes included. My guys, touch wood, they've been really good. Occasionally, I've got a couple that learn how to open these gates, and they still end up hanging around here. Like, they don't try and break out or run away. I think mainly because they are, I don't like using the term pack or whatnot, but they are a group, and they are very bound to each other. I have more problems when dogs are separated with anxiety than when they're not together. So these guys just, they hang out together. Having said that, I let them all out. They're probably not going to hang around, but yeah, here I haven't had any real problems. Obviously, I've got an electric tape around the edge. That's partly a snake measurement as well, to try and keep snakes out, but it also helps keep the dogs in if they have any silly ideas. One day going over and being part of it, and even if it's in a volunteer capacity, to go over and help and watch it or something. But the goal is one day to go over there. It's just, again, it's a money thing, and I've also got these dogs to think about when I go away. So it's not something in my short-term plan. It's something more probably 10 to 15 years away that I'll think about. But definitely, the Yukon Quest is definitely on my roadmap, hopefully. I've met a few of the mushers that have come over here to race marshal or as guests, and I stay in contact with a few of them. We've had Hugh Neff and Karen Ramstead, and I stay in contact with them every now and again, and just, as best I can. Obviously, they're very busy, running their own kennels. Like, they make this look like a, tiny little kennel compared to what they're running. But it's, it's always watching, the glory of Facebook and everything. You sit there and you can watch what everyone's doing overseas and get jealous.